Hey guys, it's episode 3 of Hustlers Horizon podcast. It's Derek, and I am so excited for our next guest for our 3rd episode. This man really needs no introduction, but we're going to introduce him anyways. Quintin Marquez, how are you doing today?
How's it going, man? Appreciate y'all having me on.
Yeah, man.
Great to be here.
Coming by.
Yeah, man. Thanks for taking time. And when I say thank you for taking your time, Quintin, I mean that because you are a busy man. Every time we get on social media, you're somewhere. You're doing something. You're staying involved in the community. Always. So talk to us about your day. How was your day? And then what do you got going on? I know you got tons of things going on.
Yeah. Today was a good day actually. The weather was nice. Mm-hmm. I was out driving around doing my thing. When I'm doing marketing for City Federal, I'm usually not in my office. I'm out talking to people. I'm actually doing things, running errands for either one of my bosses. So I'm always on the road, always on the run. We have our annual meeting coming up tomorrow. So since we're going to do our annual meeting for my job, I'm going to miss like 4 events tomorrow night.
Oh, man.
I try to make it work, but looking at the calendar, I was like, they kind of all start at the same time.
Yeah.
So, but the annual meeting comes first, so I'll be there tomorrow night. And
So you're like the main marketing guy up there?
I'm the marketing manager for City Federal Credit Union.
Cool.
Yeah, you've been there for a while now, right?
2 years. I think last week was my 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, there's you got a good team over there, and y'all are staying super involved, and I love to see it. Now, an exciting thing we saw is with the sod poodles. Talk to us about that project you got going on.
The sod poodles. It has a new addition to the ballpark. Now you've seen the Pepsi deck, which is on the left field side, the third base sign.
Yep.
Well, they're building a brand new deck on the other side, and then I am proud to say it is going to be called the City Federal Fiesta deck.
Nice. How does that work? Like, what? Can we do an Excel Fiesta deck? Or no?
Well, I mean, so this thing's going to be twice the size of the Pepsi deck.
Yeah.
It's going to have a bar up there. It's going to have brand new furniture. And right in front of it, it's going to have huge white letters, City Federal Fiesta deck, and both of our logos, because we have 2 logos now.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
We have our traditional blue and gray logo, and then we have a new Serape logo.
And I can only imagine that partnership has been an exciting one. And
The sod poodles are so great to partner with, and I mean, if you think about it, from April all the way to September, the thing to do in Amarillo is go to a sod poodles game.
Oh, exactly.
Games.
I was just talking about that today with one of the guys. I was like, we passed by Hodgetown, and I was like, yeah, we got to go to some baseball games. But I've been keeping up with that whole progress. And when I heard the news, the Fiesta deck, tell us, so how is that deck going to work? Like, do people rent it out, or how does it? It's just kind of like a suite almost, or
So I think it's a minimum of 150
Okay.
People?
And, yeah, 150
Oh, wow.
people. So it's bigger than the Pepsi deck.
Yeah.
So you got to have a minimum, I think, of 150. And then you get to have your parties up there and hang out. And like I said, there's a bar up there, and you just enjoy a baseball game. And the best seats in town, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
It's the best seat in the stadium.
What made y'all want to do that, or just be involved, or with the sod poodles, or?
It had a couple things went into the decision to get the Fiesta deck. One, our contract was up. We're one of the original sponsors for the sod poodles.
Oh, wow.
City Federal is. So we were one of the first ones to put money into that project.
Organization.
Yeah, so our contract just ended, and so we started this new one. We were like, dude, we need to get a more visible attraction in the stadium, so why not have this whole Fiesta deck?
Exactly.
Mr. Enzor, the GM at the team, he kind of brought this up in early last season. He was like, dude, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it, and this is what it's going to look like, whoever gets it. And I was kind of hitting in his ear. I was like, well, let City Federal think about...
Because y'all are right behind it, too, right?
Yeah, well, that's the great thing about it. So City Federal Credit Union, our downtown branch is right there on Lincoln.
Yeah.
And so whenever I go to that branch, I'm driving up to the bank, or to the credit union, I see the sod poodle, our deck being built right there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I
That's
swear,
awesome.
I'm getting on my boss's nerve. I'll be like, hey, they got the beams up. Oh, man, they got the walls up now. He's like, Quintin, I know. I see it every day.
Yeah, I see it every day. Like, I see it. It's literally right here. But
honestly, it's just so great to see just from the ground up and knowing that it's going to be City Federals. Like,
Oh, yeah.
A&B is big sponsor there. Education Credit Union, big sponsor there. Pepsi, other folks are really big, but it's really going to be great to see a City Federal area.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
and that's something that that just shows that your work ethic, and I give you props there. Like when I talk about, I always see you doing something. I always see you out. I mean, everybody knows who you are, and it's for good reasons, right?
Dude,
Everybody.
Yeah.
It's all about the love for Amarillo. I love this city. Honestly, whenever I graduated from Texas Tech back in 2018,
Yeah.
I applied everywhere. I applied San Francisco, LA, New York, Dallas. But News Channel 7, actually, they're the ones that got me my first job back in Amarillo.
Okay.
And whenever I came back, I was like, man, dude, I just want to be a major part of this city. Now that I'm back, like, I'm not a college student no more. I'm doing grown-up things. Let's be a big part of this community. So that's been my goal.
Yeah, because y'all stay pretty involved with the community, like the sod poodles. But then you're involved too, right? What all you do for Amarillo?
Oh, if I can remember it all at the top of my head, I'm part of the board for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
I'm a board member for them. I'm a board member for the Vadio Neighborhood Planning Committee, revitalizing the Vadio in Amarillo. I'm part of the Amarillo Area Chapter of Credit Unions, or for short, AACCU.
Yeah.
And so that's all the credit unions. We all come together, and we have meetings and stuff like that, and I'm the VP of that one. So even though I work for City Federal Credit Union, it's great to support the other credit unions in Amarillo and find out what they do, and we kind of share ideas and share, just to really share what we do in the credit union movement.
Yeah.
Most definitely. That's awesome though to that y'all can come together and it's community. It's about what can you do for the community. And you talked about a few of the things you're involved in, and one of them was the Vadio, right? That right there is we talked to Steven on our last episode.
I saw that.
And so I think that is so amazing. So talk to us a little bit more about that as well, because he told us what's kind of going on, but I know you're involved as well. So what are some of the things y'all have going on for the Vadio right now?
Steven's a great guy, and by the way, I saw a little bit of his episode. Good stuff. But yeah, the Vadio Neighborhood Planning Committee is all about revitalizing that area of Amarillo, because it's such a rich history of Amarillo. Like, that's one of the oldest neighborhoods in the area.
Oh, yeah.
The railroad tracks are right there. That's because it started with the Hispanics that actually worked on the railroad and did all that good stuff. Yeah. It's just the community's just right there. And it's just great to see that community come together, not because we're not fixing the neighborhood itself, but we're enhancing the people that live in that area's lives.
Yeah.
And we're not doing it by just covering everything, maybe just putting everything traditional like the rest of Amarillo is. We're trying to put it to where it's authentic to the area, to the culture. And
we love it. And I'm very proud, and it's exciting, and it's an honor to have you here with us. Because with you and Steven and anyone who's involved in stuff like that, it's always an honor to have you in front of us to tell you thank you. And we see what you guys are doing. We admire it. I cherish everything y'all are doing. It for this city. This is the city I grew up in, and I know that's an important part in my family. The Vadio is always going to be a part of us. Yeah. And so, but I want to talk to you some more now. What was your inspiration to what did you go to school for? Tell us a little bit about that. What was your inspiration that led you to where you're at now?
Man, that's a long story. I'm 38 years old, but we'll try. We'll try to do the short version. I went to Tascosa, graduated 2004.
Go Rebs.
Yeah, go Rebels.
That's where you went, right?
Yeah. Red and black. I'm red and black through and through.
Yeah.
And so after that, I went to restaurants, and I ran restaurants for 12 years.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
And I had a passion for it for a while, and then I kind of lost that passion, and then all of a sudden, I just decided to go back to school. So one summer, I told my boss, I was like, hey, you got 2 months to replace me. I'm going to enroll in August for Amarillo College. And so I started classes. What really kind of postponed the college thing was I was so scared of math.
Yeah,
honestly,
I get you.
I thought about it, and I was like, man, I'm eventually going to have to take college algebra or stats or whatever. Yeah. And so I didn't want to do it for so long. But after 12 years, I was like, man, I have no more excuses. I got to go to school.
Yeah.
So I took my first college class was basic math. I kid you not. I sat down, and the dry erase board had 2 + 2 = 4. I was like, man, this is my kind of class.
You're like, this is easy.
I can do this. I got the answer right now.
He said, let me go ahead and just teach the class. I got
you. Hey, teacher, you just sit down.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And so I started with that one class, and I didn't take anything else but the basic math, because that's what I was scared of.
Yeah.
And then I took the next one, and the next one, and the next one, until I started taking full loads. And then by the time I left Amarillo College, I had taken my college algebra. So I was ready at that point to go to a bigger school. So I applied at a few. Lo and behold, Texas Tech, Reckham Tech.
Tech.
They accepted me, and so I was going back to the red and black, baby.
Don't say that. You're gonna get me canceled on this
red
podcast.
And black on red and black. And so I became a Texas Tech Red Raider, and ever since then I've not looked back.
Yeah.
I didn't even I really supported UT before I knew anything about anything. But once the Raider Red said, "Hey, come on over, Q," I was like, "Man, I'm wearing red and black." I get on my friends' nerves now.
Yeah.
If you see me driving around the community, I'm in a red truck.
Yeah, I saw it when I pulled up.
That's why you bought a red truck?
I mean, that's not why. It's a happy coincidence.
Hey, no, so red and black, man. That's going to Tascosa. That's where my parents thought I was gonna end up going because that's my favorite colors, red and black.
Right.
Unfortunately, you're one of the few Red Raiders that I like. I just play.
Is it just because of our fan base? Because I'll admit, I'll be the first to admit we have a horrible.
That
fan
has
base.
a lot to do with it, most definitely. And then the other side of it is just trash talk. I'm a TCU fan.
Okay.
But you guys so there TCU and Tech. There's I went to the basketball game.
There's
this
a thing
season.
there, bro.
It was
There's
insane.
a rival there. There's a thing.
And I don't feel like it used to be that way, but it's there, I guess. The rivalry, though, I went to go watch UT and Tech one year,
yeah.
And that was awful. And I'm not a fan of either, right? Like, I don't hate them; they're Texas teams. But I went and I was like, these Tech fans are.
I'll be the first to admit, Texas Tech fans are easy to hate. Whenever I went to Tech, I actually did camera work, behind the scenes camera work for every athletic program. So I happened to go whenever Patrick Mahomes was there. His first home game starting was my first game on the camera.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude. I got a picture on my phone. It was my first game. I was at the camera on the north end zone. Some player, I didn't know who he was, came by the field goal post and kneeled down and started praying. I was like, hey, that looks pretty cool. So I took a picture of it. It was freaking Patrick Mahomes.
That's awesome.
dope,
praying at his first Texas Tech game starting in 2015.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
I have it on my phone. I'm going to blow it up and get it on canvas.
Yeah.
I got to figure out a way to prove that it was that game because, I mean,
Yeah.
he's not even wearing a jersey. It's just his pants and shoulder pads and like an Under Armour shirt.
That's a story that's a story to tell, and now he's a Super Bowl champion. That's crazy.
I get on people's nerves, bro. I got a Mahomes jersey. I got my Mahomes Texas Tech jersey. They're like, dude.
I know. I see that you keep that jersey you take it to the dry cleaner and everything.
Dry clean it every other Sunday.
He does. He has it like if it's a blazer or something.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And he's like, and you even put it up at the end of the season. You're like, until next year.
Yeah.
It's
in hibernation. It's in hibernation, bro.
That's funny, dude.
So I'm gonna go to Kansas City next month for a conference, for a credit union conference.
Okay.
And best believe I'm gonna get my next jersey. It's gonna be a Travis Kelce jersey.
There you go. So let me ask you this: Do you think like getting it dry cleaned and keeping it in there is helps with the success of that team? Is that like a thing?
All I know is that I wore it every Sunday this year, and we're Super Bowl champs.
Because the only reason I'm asking is because I'm a Cowboys fan, and maybe I just need to start dry cleaning my jerseys or something.
I'll give you a number to my guys. I take it to the Tide dry cleaners over there on Swansea. Those are my people. They take care of my Mahomes jersey.
There we go. I'm gonna have to start doing that, and I'm gonna wear it every Sunday. I'm gonna take it I'm gonna make sure it's in the dry cleaner at the end of the season.
Put it up.
It's going up.
Put it up, yeah.
And if that doesn't work, then dang. But hey, I just thought maybe that was like a.
Well, I do it for Sod Poodles jerseys too.
Yeah.
My Sod Poodles jersey gets, whenever baseball season comes around, I'll dry clean it every now and then, and that way at the end of the season.
They won the championship this last season.
They won a championship.
Dude.
So,
Q,
I'm not saying I'm a good luck charm, but I mean.
Give him a jersey.
Yeah, so you want a Cowboys jersey, Q, please? I
don't know if I can put that on right now.
I think the boys could use a little bit of the Q charm.
I can't do that to my boy, my homies, you know?
That's
my homies.
funny, dude.
Well, Q, again, man, we knew this was going to be a fun interview.
Yeah.
We want people to know you and know the great things you do, but also too, before we even started, we talked about your personality, right? And everyone knows you for your personality. Speaking of, we got to talk about something, right? We said we're going to bring it up.
Hit me with it.
The infamous Q Daddy coming at you live.
Coming at you. You got to do the point whenever you do it.
Okay, yeah,
Daddy
show us.
coming at you live. point right at the lens. Coming at you live.
Do it at that one.
Yeah. This your boy Q coming at you live.
There you go.
And then you mentioned where you're at. Hustlers Horizon Podcast over here in Amarillo, Texas. Your boy Q coming at you live. We just taking over 806. Holla at your boy.
There you go.
I'm telling you,
that's
man.
That's the real right there.
Yes, that's gonna be the real for sure. I think that made the cut, man. But we, like I said, it's your personality, dude, and the things that you do for the community. I want to talk to you now. We talked business. We talked about what you got going on. And also, too, another thing I meant to mention is I went to AC as well, right? And I was taking audio and video classes, and whenever I first met you, I was like, this guy looks super familiar. And I remember they have your picture.
Yeah.
They have
really?
Yeah.
There's a funny story behind that.
Yeah. You tell us that story, please, because I remember I saw it and it showed what you went to school for. And I was like, and that was one of the things that like I was going to school for that. I was going to go. That's what I was going to get my degree in. And so I saw that. I was like, man, that's cool, man. And then I meet you like years later, and I'm like, why does this guy look familiar? I was like, oh, I used to stare at his picture.
I swear I'll get on people's nerves. I swear I'll get on people's nerves because I'll get people calling me, be like, hey, I was paying my tuition today, and why did I see you on the wall?
That's funny.
That's cool though.
That started because they were doing a campaign whenever I was graduating. They picked a couple of students that had done some stuff. At that point, I had won some journalism awards.
Okay.
Either for writing, photography, or video.
Yeah.
I tell everybody it's how funny how I have more media experience than I have PR or marketing or anything else. I did media for 12 years. So
Dang, that's
either
pretty
before
good.
the camera or in front of the camera, behind the camera, stuff like this. I did FM 90.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask you because I've seen some commercials that you shot a while back. Like you did a Texas Tech commercial, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was watching. I was like, man, that's funny. So what made you? Is that when you were going to school down there?
So honestly, I attribute where I'm at right now from answering one email. I answered one email when I went to Amarillo College my second week, and it's crazy. That's where my story kind of just lifts off because I answered an email that it said, "Do you want to be part of the student media at Amarillo College?" Mm-hmm. I was like, "Hey, I kind of do." Answered the email, went to an interview. They made me their videographer, which I didn't know what that was at first, but I became a videographer. Next semester, senior videographer. I won a few awards doing that. They actually sent me to the March Madness in Dallas that year.
Really?
Oh, nice.
So I was the only person from Amarillo College that covered the March Madness 2014, I believe.
Wow.
When UConn won it, yeah. So I got some pictures of me in the Dallas Stadium with the basketball court there.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is whenever they had Kaminsky from Wisconsin, Julius Randle from Kentucky. Mm-hmm. That was that Final Four where there was all these awesome players that eventually went on to the NBA and did some great things. Julius Randle's doing awesome in New York.
That's
cool.
you just I'm telling you, have done a lot. You've done a lot, man. You're everywhere.
I thought you were young. Like I thought you were.
Man, look at all that. You're not. Right here.
But you look like you're 28, bro. 29.
No, let me tell you about what happened in 1975. Like I was saying,
no, that's dope, man.
No, like look at all these gray hair, man.
Nah, bro, you look good. You look good.
Man,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you got like I said, your personality, man. The things that you're doing is I believe it keeps you going, man. And like I said, I give you props, dude. It's everything you're doing. It all has an impact on this community. We all see it. And it's like and it's crazy because anything that's going on in this city that's for the good. That if anything, I know I can look and you're there.
You're involved.
Well, I appreciate that.
You're involved,
man.
right?
Honestly, it's all about just being present.
Yeah.
Being able to organize your time management.
Yeah.
And just being there. Like half the things I do is just I'm there in the room and I'm able to put in my 2 cents if I'm able to. If not, then I mean that's cool. I just want to support everybody.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask, man. Like, what keeps you going? Like, what's your schedule? What time do you wake up?
I wake up at honestly, I wake up an hour before I gotta be at work. So I'll be the first to admit I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
If I do wake up like at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, which does happen sometimes, I'll hit the gym.
Yeah.
And get a good like 2-hour workout before I have to be at work.
Yeah.
Okay.
But usually my stuff happens at night. I am a night owl.
Okay. Yeah.
And so any emails or something, if I email you at like 2 in the morning, I'm not stalking you. I'm just that's when I do my emails.
That's when I just
because you gotta have a lot of energy for that stuff, man. Like staying busy,
honestly,
being involved in all those things.
Like I said, it's time management and it's figuring out where you need to be and how you're going to get there between. Because I do like 3 meetings in one day, and they're all impactful meetings that are going to affect me later on during the month.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
But as long as you're there and you kind of figure it out to where you're going to be right here, and maybe I'll block away, I'll be here, and then a block away, I'll be there, and that's kind of how it works out.
Yeah.
Usually in my favor.
That's good. That's good. Like we said, anything that has meaning and it's making an impact, we know we can count on Quintin Marquez to be there, man.
Well, I appreciate that.
How can if someone wants to like get involved in those things? Because I know I've reached out to you.
Oh yeah.
How do people get into that? Just because y'all are always taking volunteers, right?
Oh yeah, dude.
For those things.
There's so many endless opportunities whenever you're trying to help the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the Barrio Neighborhood Planning Committee, Los Barrios de Amarillo, the Wesley could always use volunteers. Hey, hit me up. 1-800-Q-Daddy coming at you live. No, if you can find me on Facebook. You can find me at City Federal, either branch. Let me know what you're interested in, what kind of advocate you want to be. So, I mean, I used to be the PR guy for Salvation Army.
Okay.
So for 3 years, I was the voice of homelessness, believe it or not. and all I did was speak on behalf of the homeless population. And so even if you want to help the homeless folks out, I mean, I could help you get you in touch with the right people.
So anybody watching, y'all trying to go volunteer, like they can use some help.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the first step is just showing up. And if you want to, man, I got you.
Well, hey guys, those who are watching, yes, you hear that now. That this is what it's all about. I mean, we're getting to know your story, but if you want to be involved in any of that, to reach out to Quintin Marquez or even message us on Facebook. We can get you in contact with him. So now let's transition, man. Like I said, it's great. It's great to hear all the amazing things you're involved in and doing that you're a part of. Now let's talk about let's have some fun now. We've been having fun this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
But now let's talk about what are some things you like to do for fun, because I feel like every time I get on Snapchat or social media, I feel like you're in Vegas like every other weekend.
I know, right?
You're in Vegas.
You've been there like twice this month.
So this was kind of a mishap. I'm going to blame my brother. Where's the camera? My brother, Patrick Marquez. He done messed up the whole calendar for the whole year. I blew like $5,000 in 6 months, and I did not mean to do that. Damn. I'm trying to buy a house over here. My brother's like, "Hey, you don't go to Vegas?" I'm like, "That's a good idea. I do want to go to Vegas."
So, what are some other things you like to do for fun?
I do love to travel. I mean, not just Vegas. I've been other places.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Last year for work and play, I went to Memphis, Tennessee. I went to Chicago.
I saw that. Yeah.
OKC. I do a little bit of acting, so I do commercial acting.
Yep.
Oh really? You shoot commercials?
Yeah.
What's the commercial you shot before?
I did a Mazda commercial for Lubbock.
Nice.
It was the craziest thing. So I used to live in Lubbock, right? And I left 6 years ago, I guess. And I shot this commercial. I went back over there and shot this commercial. And the whole premise was I was a husband. They gave me a wife and they gave me a kid. And right there, I was like, man, I must be some kind of actor. Because, I mean, I don't look like a dad at all. I mean, and so the whole thing is our son was in an accident, but because of the Mazda ZX, whatever, the features on it, he walked away without a scratch on him. So go Mazda.
Go
great safety features.
That's funny.
And so they aired the actual commercial during the NBA Finals that year, like 2 years ago.
What?
And so I had all my boys from Lubbock calling me, texting me, be like, "Hey, I didn't know you had a wife." Was your kid okay? I was like, man, my kid came out without a scratch thanks to the Mazda ZX. No, I was like, dude, I lived there for I don't know how many years. I never introduced you to a wife or kid because I didn't have one. It's called acting.
That's pretty cool. Like, so you just do a lot, man. You're a jack of all trades. It's like I'm gonna start calling you like the Ryan Seacrest of Amarillo, or just of the West Texas, or of everywhere. Really, you go all over the place. So you said that you went to. I did see that you were in Tennessee. How was that trip? Pretty good.
Tennessee is such a cool town to go to. Honestly, I've been to Nashville before, and so Tennessee is kind of like a miniature Nashville.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's all about Beale Street. That's where the street where everything's happening. That's where all the historical.
Okay.
Because Elvis Presley's like big into that's where he's from.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right.
That's where Elvis is from. So
R.I.P. to Elvis does.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Sorry, but anyways,
he really
go
was
ahead.
a king. And so I got to tour the studio where he originally was discovered.
No,
It's called
really?
Sun Studio, and I actually stood in the room where he recorded music. Him, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis.
How did that feel?
Dude, they have a mic there too, like a mic stand. I was like, well, man, they got another legend that came into this room. Your boy Q.
Q live.
That's what
Q
I'm
coming
saying.
at you live.
Q coming at you live. You should have recorded a track.
Well, there's like a bunch of older people around. I didn't want to come at anybody live that day. I was like, but no, it's actually a running studio now. People could go there and record music there.
Really?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And whenever they don't, they give tours and stuff like that. So.
That's pretty neat, man. Like I said, you've seen a lot of cool things, been a lot of cool places, man.
Dude, honestly, it's just I feel so fortunate not only doing stuff in the community, but just the life I've lived. I mean, just especially the past 5 years since I graduated from tech.
Yeah.
Any opportunity that I've had to do anything has always led to something way cooler. And so it's just crazy how I don't sometimes I feel like I'm bragging or I'm being braggadocious because I'm just like, well, I've done this, and this.
But you've done it, so.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
And everybody's like, dude, when do you go to sleep? I'm like, man.
That's what I was asking.
But you know, that's awesome though. But that's a prime example of like, we talk about it a lot, and we've mentioned it before. It's never too late, right?
Oh, dude, I started real late in life, but ever since then, I've been trying to catch back up.
Yeah. But you're having fun, you're enjoying. So I want you to actually let's touch up on that. Give some advice to there's the younger generation and older generation, right? And there's people out there that have a dream or that they want to date, want to travel. I know that's something I want to do. I'm like, man, one day I want to just travel, and that's like, well, that one day can be today.
It can,
you know. But give some advice to the younger generation, older generation who feel like it's too late or whatever. Like, what advice would you give to them?
Dude, I talk about all the stuff that I've done, cool stuff I've done, but I started as a 28-year-old college student.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. And other people in that situation might have been like, dude, I look so much older than these students, and I have so much more like experience and stuff like that. But honestly, you gotta just swallow your pride sometimes. Be like, yeah, I am a 28-year-old college student, and I'm here with these 18, 19-year-olds, but I'm gonna get the same education as them. I'm gonna ride it. I'm gonna get my degree, and then just wherever you're at, just take that degree and take your passion and just excel in it.
Yeah.
What I tell most young people is, dude, sometimes you have to do stuff for free. Just because you're just going to get the experience. And anytime someone, especially someone like a superior teacher, whatever, a boss somewhere offers you an opportunity, say yes. You never know what it's going to lead to. And honestly, most of my life experiences has to do with me just saying yes to somebody.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was free. Sometimes it was something I was like, man, I don't really think that's going to work out. But it ends up being like a cool story.
Exactly.
And so that's mainly my main suggestion or advice to anybody young. Just say yes to anything and just let it go, as long as it's not illegal. Don't do anything illegal. But if it's legal and it's around what you're interested in, whether that be media or whatever, bowling, basketball, whatever it is, even if someone offers you, hey, could you be the water boy for our coach?
Yeah.
Do it, because you never know what that's going to lead to. Scottie Pippen was an equipment manager for his basketball team, and then someone left, and he eventually became a college star, and then bam, six-time NBA championship.
So you never know what you can get out of those things.
You never know, bro.
Exactly. And I wanted you to give that advice because you've lived it, you're still living it. Yeah. And it's just important, like you said, just say yes to things, right?
Just
especially
yes.
if you love it. And I've learned that myself too, right? Like before it was like, Derek, why are you doing it for free? Yeah, everybody wants to make money, but if you love it, you even said, it opens up these doors.
If you have a passion for something, the money's gonna come.
Exactly.
The money's gonna come eventually. Like you're gonna be a broke college student for a while.
Yep.
You better just deal with it. If you're gonna go to college, I don't care who your mom and dad is. You're gonna be broke at some point. I know a couple of times I had like 98 cents in my account. I was like, man, does chunky chicken noodle soup really cost that much? I don't even got enough for a can of that.
Yeah. That's awesome. And my dad also mentions too, you just said, when you love what you do, the money will come. My dad says, do what you love what you do, the money will come.
Seriously.
And nobody should settle for a job. You want a career, right? My dad always says a job, which obviously you're going to work jobs getting through college and getting through life. But eventually you want a career because a job is just to pay the bills, but a career is what you love. And that's what my dad has always taught me. And so just to hear that, man, like I said, Q, I've had so much fun with this interview, man. We've all of our guests have been amazing, but we already knew your personality. Because I'm just saying, like today, we were leaving the office and we were kind of just doing whatever, and I was already kind of like feeling like, man, I'm tired. He goes, so are you down to do like a podcast at 6? And honestly, in my mind, I was like, no,
not up in here.
Yeah, I was laid back in the chair, and I was like, I guess. And I was like, well, who are we gonna interview? He goes, Quintin. I was like, oh yeah, then I'm up. Yeah, I'm gonna wake up for sure because you're like I said, your personality it's a light that shines really bright in a world that needs it. Q. There's people who that are watching you. I told you we watch your moves, man.
I appreciate that.
I know that sounds creepy. We're not stalking you. I
no,
promise.
man. Hey, I love the support.
Yeah.
Honestly, the support's what really keeps me going and helps me motivate to the next step. And my biggest thing is like if someone goes home to their family's like, hey, how was your day today? I want them to be like, dude, I saw the craziest dude, Quintin. He was doing this and doing that, coming at you live. And I didn't know what that was at first. And he was eating a steak, and it was huge, and I don't know how he did it.
Oh, let's talk about that. Yeah. You did the Big Texan Steak Challenge, right?
Yeah, man, the Big Texan Steak Challenge, 72-ounce steak.
You finished it?
For my 37th birthday, August 31st. Put that in your calendar. I attempted the Big Texan 72-ounce steak challenge.
And you ate it all?
Dude.
What all did you have to eat? It's that shrimp too, right?
Yeah, so it's a steak, a 4-pound steak, 72 ounces.
Oh, my damn.
There was 3 shrimp, a baked potato, a salad, some au jus, and a roll.
We should go try
to finish, dude, you got to train for it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not doing
what was
that.
your training
I planned it, man. I was like, my 37th birthday, I figured that at that point in my life, if I didn't do it then, I didn't want to get too old and not be able to do it, be like an Elvis Presley kind of thing. So I was like, man, I got to try when I'm still 37, late 30s. Yeah. And so I did it, and it was like my dad's proudest moment. My dad's never proud of me except for when I finished the steak.
He was crying.
My dad was like, because you have to pay for it up front, right? Yeah. And so the waitress, she was like, hey, what's everybody have, whatever. I was like, hey, I'm going to do the steak challenge. She's like, well, you got to pay it up front. My dad was like, hey, your birthday, I got you. I was like, Dad, I'm gonna get your money back. I got you, bro.
That's funny, dude.
Your dad was like, that was the first time he was proud of you.
We're like, I won a lot of awards, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, you're like, dude, look at all these accomplishments. That's hilarious.
No, my dad's really supportive. Both my parents are really supportive.
I was gonna ask you, where are you from? You're Hispanic, right?
I was born in Hereford, raised here in Amarillo. My mom lives in Oklahoma right now. My dad lives where he's lived for like the past 20 years. It's really my home. That's where I call my home. It's my dad's house.
Yeah.
My dad's really supportive of me. He's one of those guys where he won't come and tell you right to your face, but I'll hear like some of his friends or some of my people that I know. They're like, dude, your dad said this about you. Yeah. He's so proud of you and this. And I'm like,
are they from here, Mexico? Or
my dad's from Chihuahua,
hey,
Mexico.
Baby, Chihuahua. That's
and then my mom is from Texas or Colorado. Around there, they moved back and forth.
Okay.
But yeah. So they were high school sweethearts in Hereford.
Nice.
They were lucky.
Herd is the final word.
You know what I'm saying? Hostile herds over there. Maroon and white, holla at your boy.
And you speak Spanish, right? Fluently?
No, I understand. I'm still working on it, man. I might actually start taking classes because
I know I need to do.
Everybody laughs at me. They're like, "You're a board member for the Hispanic Chamber, and you're on the Barrio Neighborhood Planning Committee, and you're on Los Barrios de Amarillo, and you don't speak Spanish." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, I suck." And I'm in the Spanish magazine.
Yeah.
I'm in the Amarillo magazine.
Yeah.
And it's all like the articles are in Spanish, and there's says Quintin Marquez. No, I'm just joking. It says Quintin Marquez, but it's all in Spanish. And they're like, you can't even read your own article, bro.
They're like, it says something.
You'll get there. I mean, you can do all these other things.
I think that Spanish is such a beautiful language. And I just, so far, my brain hasn't clicked with the Espanol because I've taken high school Spanish. I've taken college Spanish. Mm-hmm. Don't laugh at me. But they don't offer Spanish class at Texas Tech. So I had to take it at Midland College online.
Yeah.
So for a whole summer, every day I was at Starbucks and it's
learning Spanish.
But the prompt doesn't it's not interactive. Like it talks to you and you can talk to it, but it doesn't.
Okay.
So the prompt would be like, say baño. I'd be like, baño. And the thing would be like, oh, good job. I was like, you didn't hear me. You don't know what I just said. But I was just like, I cannot learn Spanish this way. But I passed the Spanish 1 and Spanish 2 class.
I said I passed.
I mean, C's get degrees, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. But, hey, even nowadays, D's get degrees. Yeah. It's crazy.
But to say I'm fluent, I understand a little bit of it because of those classes, but I can't carry on a conversation.
I got you.
Like my niece, she's 4 years old, and she goes to that school in Georgia, the same area, St. Andrews.
On Georgia?
St.
St. Andrews.
And they teach them Spanish there.
Yeah.
And so one day she comes up to me, she's like, Rojo's red in Spanish. I was like, wait, what did you just say? And she's like, Blanco's white in Spanish. I'm like, girl, where are you learning all this Espanol at? You know more than I do.
Yeah.
And so just to quiz her, I'll be like, man, I just wish someone would tell me how to say blue in Spanish. Yeah. She's like, Uncle Boo, it's azul. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's funny.
I want you to talk about, you mentioned your parents, and you mentioned, your dad, like maybe not say it directly, but to know he's proud of you. I know your parents have to be, I know your family has to be proud of you, man. What does that mean, though, whenever you hear that your dad or your mom that they're proud of you? What does that mean to you?
Honestly, dude, I tell everybody, I sit on the shoulders of giants. Like my family, I'm proud of them. Mm-hmm. And my dad he has his own business, and he does mechanics under the hood, body work and all that. He turns cars and makes them some beautiful machines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My brother is leading in the fire station at Valero.
Okay.
And he just keeps on climbing that ladder, just getting higher, promotion. And I mean, honestly, he's been making more than me for the past 6 years because he's had such a great job, and I've been doing the college thing and all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, hey man, I got 98 cents in my account. Can you borrow $5? I'm trying to get that chunky noodle soup over there.
That's funny.
But I'm so proud of my brother. I'm so proud of my dad. My mom also.
Your brother lives here?
My brother does live here.
He's the one that goes to the events too?
My brother?
Yeah.
No, he's going to start going to events. He's actually put interest in the Hispanic Chamber.
Yeah.
That's good.
So he might start going with me. But my brother's been doing awesome things. He has 3 great kids. My nephew is the second one out of our family to go to college.
That's awesome.
He's doing Amarillo College right now, and I get on his nerves. I'm like, yeah, but are you on the wall? No, I'm just joking. But I'm so proud of my nephew. He's doing great things. He's really progressing in his job while he's going to school.
Yeah.
My niece does some great things she plays club volleyball, which is why I went to Vegas the last time.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to go gamble.
I saw you were down there for the volleyball. And,
it's a huge tournament, dude. Like 600 girl volleyball teams. I was like,
Dang.
what is going on
but
here?
But I saw that you had to hit him with the Q Daddy coming at you live.
Well, see, at first, it kind of gets on people's nerves. They're like, what the heck does that mean? And then a few drinks or a few hours later, you're like, hey, you should go live right now. We're at Toot and Totem. Go live real quick.
That's awesome, man. Well, no, I just wanted to know because I know that has a lot. I know that when my parents tell me they're proud of me, it means everything to me, right? Because you get in those seasons of your life where you feel like, am I doing enough? Did I do enough? You know, what's going on? And whenever you have your family or those who support you say that they're proud of you, it goes a long way. Like my dad called me 2 weeks ago, and we're just talking, and out of nowhere, you know, he tells me he's proud of me a lot, but he's like, man, I'm proud of you, son. And I was like, I appreciate it, Pops. And then he started like getting into detail why he's proud of me, though, right? I was like, I started choking up. I got emotional.
That'll make me tear up.
I teared up. I'm not gonna lie, man, just because it's something about, you know, when your parents tell you they're proud of you, and you know, my dad especially, man, we've been through a lot. So when he tells me he's proud of me, dude, that just hits my heart a little different, man. But I just wanted to ask you that. But you know, Q, I wanna do you have a?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you. Like, you're doing all these things and stuff right now. Like, what are your future plans?
Honestly, that's a great thing about living life, honestly. I have no plans right now.
Yeah,
but my plans are
flow.
never to just stay stagnant. I can never be complacent.
Yeah,
so
never.
I never knew that I was going to work for a credit union 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I honestly never thought I'd go to Texas Tech 2 years before I went there.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's a great thing about taking advantage of opportunities is because you never know where it's going to lead you. I mean, heaven forbid, I ever leave Amarillo and go somewhere else. I mean, I love Amarillo so much, but if an opportunity comes and it's like Denver or somewhere, I mean, who knows what's going to happen. But I love Amarillo. I love being here. And you could always count on me not ever just being like settling for anything.
Yeah.
And I always want to just progress in not only my personal life, but my work life. I always try to tell everybody, I at least try to work on 3 things. I try to work on my mind, my heart, my soul.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Derek was saying, man, we're so glad you came.
Yeah.
Dude.
To talk to us, and man, we're really proud of you.
Yeah, I really do.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the support from y'all and from the rest of the community. And I mean, hopefully I don't let anybody down. I mean, that's such what you want to do, but I just try to do the best I can.
Yeah, you're killing it. You're doing an amazing job, Q. And like I said, we've had fun with this this podcast. This was a fun one, full of laughs, and we expected it.
Yeah.
You know, just showing your personality. We love it. But but no, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I want you to give some advice and look at this camera right here and tell the beautiful people. Give them some advice about wanting to chase their dreams or getting involved. What's some advice you would give to them?
Honestly, it really comes down to not letting anything hold you back. Don't let your age hold you back. Don't let your race hold you back. Don't let anything that is especially personal to you, don't let that hinder you from going to where you want to go in life. No one can stop you where you want to go. Mm-hmm. If you want to become whatever, be that and do the best you can, and don't stop until you get there. Honestly, I mean, like I said, I never thought I'd be working for a credit union. I love it, and I just want to be the best marketing person for credit unions in Amarillo. I want to be the best community advocate I can be. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I've never been the smartest person in the room. I'll tell you that much.
You are today.
I wouldn't even say that today. I've never been the smartest person in the room, honestly, but I've always been the hardest worker.
There you go.
Don't let anybody outwork you, and you'll always get somewhere. Larry Bird said, if you put 110% in anything, something good's going to happen.
Yeah,
and I truly believe that.
Yeah, man. Well,
that's awesome, man.
You're doing great. Well, keep killing it, and I'm proud of you, man.
I appreciate it.
We're very proud of you. And again, Q, thank you for the time that you took to be with us today, giving us great insights. I know those of you who are watching this episode, again, thank you guys for supporting Hustlers Horizon podcast. This interview was a great one with Quintin Marquez. He's staying involved in the community. And man, so you can catch this episode. It's going to be dropped on next Monday. Quintin Marquez, our episode 3 of Hustlers Horizon podcast, where we hustle up, level up, work on the mindset. We shift the mindset, build a better us, build a better business with another great guest. It's another episode wrapped up. Again, I'm Derek, and this is
Pedro.
And this is
your boy Q coming at you live.
And thank you guys again. It's Hustlers Horizon podcast.